Hey everybody, this is Bridget here with Role Playing Public Radio. As always, I am your most innovative GM, and today we're playing another RPPR Patreon game. This is for all the people who support RPPR and make it so that Ross can continue to live in his house. We reward them occasionally by letting them play in fun games, and today it's going to be Red Markets. The name of this game is Shaking My Head, Sniped Again, FiFiSalt, a name that will make way more sense once we actually start getting played. Again, my name is Bridget. I'm the GM. I will be playing the forces known as the Market, because again, Red Markets is a capitalism-themed zombie wasteland. My pronouns are she, her. So let's go ahead and introduce you to our players. Let's start with Burke.
Hey, this is Burke. He, him. I am playing Rex, a nomadic post-fall construction worker who has found his way to Pacifica with his daughter Jess in tow. He's really found that the only ability he has that means anything after the loss is physical strength.
Nice. Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm also in technical difficulties. He, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing Moses, who is a former tragedy tracker, but once he ran out of information to legitimately report, now just makes up that information and sells it to easy rubes. He is accompanied by his daughter Addie, his husband Ryan, and his wife Madeline.
Nice. Daniel.
Hi, this is Daniel, he, him. I'm playing Greasy. I'm basically the team medic. He's a single parent with 2 children, his son Wes and his daughter Philomena, and he's just really doing his best to try to afford to be raising 2 children out in the middle of a zombie wasteland.
Excellent. Scribbly.
Hi, I'm Scribblikins. I'll be playing Volley, a soldier who will be trying his best to afford his light machine gun and taking care of his father, Jacob. He's the shitwrecker of the group because that's the only thing he can do.
All right, and Lydia.
Hi, I'm Lydia. I use she, her pronouns. I'll be playing Anessa. Before the crash, she was a competition shooter. And she has 2 dependents, her girlfriends, Tiffany and Kara.
All right. Okay, so like I've said before, this particular game of Red Markets is taking place in the Pacifica Enclave. Pacifica is nestled in the middle of Cascadia, which is the megalopolis that runs along the west coast. Specifically, you want to think sort of like downtown Seattle kind of area. Before the crash, which is the zombie apocalypse, the area was home to roughly 6% of the United States total population, and now it's home to roughly the same number of casualties, which are, you have to think of like zombies. So Pacifica gets by largely because of just the way the structure of the place works. Lake Washington, of course, is like a giant water body. It's kind of hard for zombies to swim. So travel along that is safe, fairly safe. You want to think of Pacifica as just like a group of vaguely disconnected like housing places and like mini fortresses, sort of. If you think of every neighborhood, if you will, of Pacifica as its own little organ, connected either by a waterway travel or by one of the raised highways, of the sort of like downtown area. The highways work as sort of like what you can imagine as a like arteries, if you will, because they're raised up really high, again, highways, and it's kind of hard for zombies to climb or jump. So you have these like sort of raised walkways that make travel vaguely easy as long as you're going to the safe parts of the city. So today, the neighborhood that we're hanging out on is known as Tops. What Tops is the 2 major highways that go through the downtown Pacifica area, 99 and I-5, like go right along the tops of buildings. Like the urban like sprawl and infill and stuff has like gone so dense that like when you're on the edge of these highways, you can reach out and touch buildings that are right next to it. So people have actually gone and done that. There's like a system of ridges and things like that that are just laid right across the concrete onto the tops of buildings. And then these tops of buildings house the actual people. They've barricaded themselves from the stuff underneath because like the houses themselves, or like the buildings themselves, like all the floors are just filled with zombies. And it works kind of its own defense thing. Like it's kind of hard to attack a place that's full of zombies. Other than, of course, using the safe cleared roadways. So they've got all kinds of like different dwellings set up out here. They've got like buildings like constructed out of temporary housing, out of like the prefab like tiny homes that were all the rage in Seattle for a while. They just lifted them up with a crane on top of the buildings here. And so that's the neighborhood you're hanging out here. You didn't actually have a lot of plans for today. There was going to be like just whatever it is you guys end up doing when you're not running jobs. But you got sort of a last minute contract. You got pinged by a pretty famous solo taker known as FelicityKills. And she needs somebody to watch her back, essentially, while she does one of her solo runs. What's been happening lately is like the thing that like most people need, really, like honestly, in the loss is entertainment. Because not a lot of people, like everybody has a connection to the internet, but like through the Ubik cloud system, but not everybody has like a way to put material up on that. But everybody has a way to get material down from it, right? Like everybody's got laptops and the Ubik specs and things like that, like ways to like view content. So what Felicity is one of these like rising styles of takers where she sort of like films herself doing the jobs. So like her runs are less about like bounty she brings back and more like bounty people pay her for being essentially a live streamer, right? It's that sort of like twitch.tv, but like merged into the zombie apocalypse. So Felicity is really big on that. But the problem is when you get really big, like anyone can watch these, and she live streams herself. So people have been showing up to her scores and screwing her over because they can see the cameras, so they know where she's going to be. So she's finally had enough of it. And so like, this is something she had to hire you like last minute because nobody can know that she's hired you. And nobody could know where she was heading. So in lieu of the normal way that contracts work in red markets, which is where you have your whole negotiation phase and stuff, you already have the job. But like Pacifica is not a, it's not really like a competition kind of, it's not really like a cutthroat economy. So mechanically, I'm going to start you all off right at the buyer's market in negotiation. And everybody gets to take an action. And you just need to do something essentially to convince people to give you like gear and funds and things like that to actually do this mission. So everybody, so you're going to start at buyer's market, and you're just going to suggest to me some kind of negotiation based, what would normally be scans. And every time you're successful, we just move the black die to the right until you get all the way to the expenses, assuming everything is successful. All right, so everybody's clear on how that works mechanically.
I think so.
Awesome. Yep. So you're sitting in Tops again, downtown kind of neighborhood. This is where all the badasses hang out, since it's right near one of the major on-ramps for Highway 99. Like these are the people who are most likely to have to go out and do things. So like the major security force of Pacifica, like a lot of them hang out here. This is like where you go if you're kind of like a daredevil thrill seeker kind of place. So there's a lot of people here who are going to be able to help you out. It's just a question of, can you convince them that you need their resources more than they do?
Okay.
Tight.
Right then. I kind of have an idea.
Okay.
So try. So I'm going to. I'd like to try to ask for a lockpicker's kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do that. How will I do that? Well, I'll just straight up do persuasion. Can I do it online?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll also spend a point on bot spammers from my laptop. So I'll be rolling with a +4 persuasion to just get me a lockpicker's kit. Also, lockpicker's kit with can I get as specified upgrades as well, or does it just have to be?
If you succeed really well, I'll let you take a couple upgrades.
Okay. All right. Okay then. So, mark 1 charge off the laptop, and I will roll. The first die is the black on the
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was not good. Do I want to spend a will? Oh my god! I cannot believe Wow! I did not write any will on my character sheet.
Okay.
Don't you have a default of 1?
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Do you guys think I should spend some will for this, or?
Absolutely.
I would say no, because if it's 1 will, keep that for when you get balled on. I only
Yeah,
have
that's
so
true.
much suppressant to give, okay?
Oh well. Okay, that's fine. I mean, my character's immune, but I have not told any of you guys that, so I'm not too worried.
Well, so am I, and I'm also not telling any of you guys.
Okay. So we're just going to eat up your action then.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, like you're trying to. They just either don't have the resources here, or like it's already committed to something. So like people are really sympathetic and want to help you out, but the stuff's just not there.
Yeah, damn it.
All right. So anybody else? Whatever. Mechanically in the game they're called scams, right? But like whatever you want to do to try and convince people that you need supplies, and just generic supplies, whatever you ask for and whatever you get, we're gonna raise the negotiation tracker up 1. So who's got another plan?
I have a vague plan, but I don't know enough of the specifics to quite roleplay it yet. So if anyone else want to go while I think this?
Sure.
Okay.
Volley will attempt to talk with some of the bar people he knows and see if he can get some Molotov cocktails in exchange for lifting crates for them.
Sure.
And that's a 4/3 on athletics.
Okay, yeah. What's the name of the bar that you usually hang out at here?
The Laughing Dolphin.
Okay. So it's like one of those like weird like nautical theme kind of things with like probably like a bunch of like gewgaws or whatever like pilfered from Pike Place. So it's terrible, but I mean like they have beer. They have you do some grunt work. One of the trucks comes up from transport, and so basically you just have to lug crates across the bridges and set it into the back. They're totally cool with trading work for work. So I will move you up to the at value, and you can have a thing of Molotov cocktails. Just the straight whatever the base one is in the book. And the at value price is 14 bounty.
So, what specifics about the job do we know?
You know that you're going to need to follow Felicity somewhere, and the goal is to, at some point, she's going to get ambushed. So what you need to do is like stay out of her camera lines, but keep her protected from the people who know where she is. So you're kind of like stealth trailing her to ambush the ambushers.
Okay. Do we want to get like some binoculars or some sort of surveillance type equipment to allow us to keep a better eye on her? Or
that would probably not be a bad idea.
Who would I know that would have that? I don't know where you would find that though.
Do you want to roll networking?
I don't have networking. But I'm willing to like barter with somebody if they need some like handiwork done or
yeah, you could call in one of your contacts if you want to just like have you set up set up a meeting for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about what is it called?
references.
Yeah, references. I should use
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I'll probably have to use the reference for this.
So
then.
who's your reference?
My reference is I forgot to write down. Oh, I don't have my reference from Gen Con. Let me think real quick, and somebody else can go if they have an idea.
Actually, I think I'm ready.
Sure.
Okay. Greasy's going to go find himself one of those secondhand resellers. They basically sell stuff that people bring in for them. You know, it's basically who you would sell stuff to first, normally.
Mhm.
And I'm going to start up chatting with them, and I'm going to actually use deception about us going out on a general salvage run, and basically saying that when we come back, we'll basically go to him first. But if anything that can help ensure that we come back alive will probably be best for him.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I always put red first normally, but you guys do black, so that's 4. That is 12 over 4, so that's nice.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So he's like, yeah, I hear you're probably going to be bringing in a pretty good call. So he'll like give you like some rations and some clips and stuff, like just like ammo and things like that. So we'll go ahead and move you up to labor cost.
Yes.
I would like to offer my services as a guard for someone going out on a quick salvage run.
Okay.
In exchange for... Yeah, I don't really think of... Oh, let's say in exchange for first aid kit.
Okay. Do you have like athletics or something like that?
I was going to use shooting.
Shooting. Yeah, I'll let you roll shooting.
That is a critical success.
Excellent. Wow,
Nice.
that is the most critical success I've ever seen. Yeah, so we'll move you up to hazard pay. Yeah, so it's just a simple job, right? It's one of the things where you're just like clearing things from transport down to tops. So like you're just running the section of I-5 that's like not raised. So you kind of just sit on the back of a truck like taking pot shots, right? Like just clearing infected. It's super boring, but like it's kind of dangerous. So like it's hard to get people to do that. So yeah, I'll let you have a medic kit with 2 upgrades.
All right, I gotta go look that up.
You're gonna have a better
Sorry,
connection than me.
All right, Burke.
Yeah, sorry. So my reference is Margaret Valdez. She's an older woman who I help out by fixing up her place, kind of in exchange for her watching my daughter Jess when I'm out on jobs. And she has an old set of birding binoculars that I really would like to borrow, but I would have to get them back to her in one piece, or else it'd be pretty expensive to replace.
Yeah, sure. So you're pulling your reference?
Yes, that's my reference.
All right, so I'll just let you spend that reference for an automatic success. So you can go ahead and have a pair of binoculars, and we will move you up to the 100% markup. What is the breakpoint for each of your characters?
3.
3.
Uh-oh, that standalone sheet does not list that. I'll have to open up the book.
How many dependents do you have?
I have 2.
All right, so that'll be 4.
I
5.
also have 2 dependents.
I have my breakpoint is 5.
Then you said yours was 5.
Yeah.
3, 3, 4, 4, 5.
I'm sorry, Brooke. What did you say your breakpoint was? Are you one of the 3s or the 4s?
3.
Okay. 8, 17, 19. All right, so all in all, this is going to be worth, assuming you all don't die.
How many legs are there?
There's 3. I feel like I counted that wrong. Okay. Yeah, so you should be getting paid a pretty penny here. Let's see, labor accrues bake point to the price, which is 8, 6, 14, 19. Double markup. Plus hazard pay puts you at 62 bounty for the job. Which is not terrible. Okay. So the only downside here, so the way you get down from tops, right, is you just basically go to the edge of the highway, and there's like a system of like rope ladders they just kind of throw down, and you just kind of climb down. So like when people need to leave, like that's kind of how you do it. But you're sitting with the gate guards, and they're like, "Hey, listen, free of charge. I just want to give you a little heads up, but I'm pretty sure Felicity is going to be going by the Ark. So like, watch yourself." And you know what the Ark is referring to? Downtown kind of became a haven for tech companies, right? Like people just built up a ton of shit there. Tech sort of forced out every other industry, right? Eventually the Seattle area just completely ran on these monolithic tech companies. And one of those decided that they were going to attempt to build sort of an arcology, if you will, a fully self-contained sort of mini city inside of the city. The idea being that the easiest way to retain profit from your workers is if they're only spending it at the company store. And so if you live, work, and shop and stuff on site, then the money that you have to pay your workers doesn't actually end up leaving the company. But that place was just a mess during the crash, right? You have a bunch of people packed in together with no real sort of security. So when the crash happened, it basically became a death trap, and people don't like going near there because weird shit always happens when you do a job by the Ark. So with that in mind, let's move on to the first leg of our journey. So if everybody can burn 1 ration. Things are going swimmingly until you hit a specific section of downtown. Again, this is over by the Ark. You're kind of moving along through the hills and things like that. When you get to a specific part through your route, there's a bunch of car wrecks and things like that along the side. So it's kind of boxed you into this, not exactly an alleyway, but a street you're headed down. And there's just this, what you think is water initially, flowing over the road. It's just kind of dark and it's kind of oily, and it's just made this sort of stream that's kind of a blockade in your path. And as you stop to survey it and think about maybe whether or not you're going to have to go around it, or whether you're going to have to ford it, you realize that it's not water. It's not a liquid of any kind. It's actually kind of moving, but in kind of an animalistic way. And as you stare at it more, you realize that it's just so many rats. It's a swarm of rats just pouring out of the buildings on either side, and then making this just giant river. And they're not really cognizant, but you understand that after after the crash, after like zombies were everywhere, like rats kind of got infected by the blight, and they're not so much creatures as they are like a force of nature. They just flow in a big river and eat anything that's not metal or concrete in front of them. And honestly, the concrete and metal part, they're still kind of okay with chewing through. So this is like this wide, deep river of rats that you're going to need to get past. Does anybody have a particularly skilled foresight roll?
I have
2.
I have 2 as well.
I have 1.
Okay, I'll let you all roll foresight.
All of us or just one?
Everybody can roll it.
Okay.
I can't.
Everybody has it, I should say.
God, 3 over 8.
Doing red and
quick
black as
fail.
I always do. So red first. Let's see. And that's a crit failure. I have the best fucking idea.
2 crit failures, 2 failures. I'm just lighting up the Molotov cocktail. Let me just say that right
Let me
now.
take a look. Oh, I only have 1 will as well. So do we really want me to say something stupid or not?
Yes.
Mind you. Okay, so I will say something stupid. Because I need to save that will for when I fix us from whatever probably from this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll spend a will to make that not crit fail.
Okay. So the one of you holding on to the crit fail, you're pretty sure that sources of fire like hold back rats. Something on fire, you could just like make a little like bubble around you to like just like get through this. Everybody else feels like that's kind of wrong, but you don't know enough about rats to dispute it.
Feel free to use a reference if anybody of you that aren't holding onto a crit fail.
Yeah, I'll spend a reference.
Thank God.
I will contact Four Hands. They're a drone operator.
Listen, all we have to do is use a
area.
Molotov cocktail land.
Okay. So you get him on your phone or whatever, right?
Yes.
And they're like
On my laptop.
mhm. So you're like Skyping them or whatever, and they're like,
Yep.
hey, so yeah, what is it? What can I do for you?
There are infected There's a river of infected rats in our way, and they're suggesting that we like light it on fire. I don't know. It doesn't
Oh
seem
God,
like the
no,
best
do
option.
not light it on fire.
Oh, okay.
They send you this GIF, and it's like somebody like throwing like a Molotov into a stream of rats, and all it does is make the rats on fire, but doesn't actually remove the obstacle.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh,
Yeah, what should we do instead?
Oh God. Well, okay.
By the way-
If it's not big, if it's not too big, you could like run and jump it. Like if there's any way you can just like climb around it or like run over it or like make a bridge or something, like that's one way to do it. But the other thing is like look around. Like, are there any cats? Like if you can find a cat, like the rats hate cats. Just look for a cat and hold on to it, and usually like people can just like move through big swarms of them as long as you've got a cat.
Okay, that seems like a plan. So I'll get off from my laptop and say like, yeah, if we can find a cat that apparently is going to, the rats are apparently afraid of cats, or we could just try to jump the, river of infected rats that will tear us apart like army ants if we fall into it. I mean, what are the 2 options?
Someone got awareness so we can see if there's a cat or something we can just push.
Yeah,
as a
whoever
ramp
has the best awareness should roll for you.
I have none.
I
I
have
literally have
one.
oblivious.
also 1.
1.
One of you pick a design.
How much will does everyone have?
Also 1.
Yeah, 1.
1.
2.
I'll go ahead and roll. I have 2 left.
Yeah, what are you gonna spend this on if not cats?
Hey, did one of you guys get binoculars?
I did.
Nope.
That's true. I could use.
So
Okay.
I forget what is the binoculars let you do? Just spend charges to look at shit.
Probably. I don't.
It allows you to see troubles on legs ahead of time, I think.
I
I'll
thought
spend
you
a will
could
to
just
flip
awareness.
that.
Sure. All right, yeah. So there's a there's like a tabby that is just like chilling along the side. You pick her out because like there's a little bit of there's kind of a break where like the rats are just like going around this particular car, and there's just like a cat just like sunning itself on top of the roof of this car.
Nice, got one.
So you need to convince it to come to you.
Before you spend that will, binoculars add +2 to awareness and scavenging. Would that have made the difference?
I think
Yeah,
it
that
would
would give me 3.
I think it would have tied, right?
It would have made it a tie.
Yeah. So no, it wouldn't have made the difference. So here's how it's going to work. If I'll let you do one of 3 things to convince the cat to come to you. You can just, if anybody had profession animal handler. Anyone? No.
Nope.
All right. Cool.
Shockingly, no.
I'll let you.
Learn the ration?
Yeah, I'll let you burn 3 rations in a reference. To have somebody like walk you through like how to like use the rations to like get this cat to come to you. Or if you have, I'll let you burn 3 rations and make a hang on, I have to look at the name of the charisma skill because I've already forgotten.
Persuasion.
Yes, burn 3 rations in persuasion, or burn 3 rations and a reference.
Couldn't we burn 3 rations in athletics to just hold on to the cat?
You'd have to get over to the cat,
Yeah.
and then you'd have to grab the cat,
well,
which you can do.
theoretically.
Could, instead of like one person burning 3 rations, like 3 people burn 1 ration?
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Yeah, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
you just
I'll
need to burn
volunteer
3
a
rations
ration.
total.
Since I almost had to set the river on fire.
Yeah. I have persuasion at +2. If anyone has a better persuasion than that, I can try to get the cat to come over.
Only got 1.
I also have 2.
Okay.
So I really need you to sell me on this. Like, what is your cat luring sound like?
I mean, I do what I do for my other cat. I just rub my middle finger against my thumb and kind of make these clicking noises at her. There's food in front of it, so it obviously should be able to come over if it wants to.
All right, Ty, let's have you roll your persuasion.
All right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, 12 over 4.
So you're making the thing, and then like behind you, like people are trying to like find things in their ration kits that like cats might like. And so one of you gets the idea that to just break out the can opener and start opening like one of your canned goods, and the cat just like perks up instantly
So
and
it
like
was a house
runs
cat, not
over
just
towards
an
you.
alley.
And so like the swarm like breaks around it, like wherever it is, they just move like way out of its way, and it runs over to you, and you all very quickly make friends. So now you have a cat.
Hey.
Believe it or not, they'll fetch a good price, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Pets.
So you all just kind of like huddle together over whoever is like holding the cat. And you just have this protective bubble, and like as you move into the swarm, it kind of like washes around you as they keep this like preternatural like distance from the cat. Like they just know where the cat is, and they just avoid it at all costs. It's like magnets, basically. You know, like how the same polarity like repulses. It's kind of like that with the cat and the rats.
Cool. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? Belly rubs.
Okay, so we are on to leg 2. So everybody needs to consume another ration. And I'll let you have a choice. Either you can have just a random leg event, or you can have an interlude. So you still get paid for the interlude. You just have to do some role playing, or you have to do something that could potentially end in disaster.
I kind of want to do an interlude.
Or profit. Let's be
that
fair.
is true. Yeah, that is true.
So we
Are we
haven't
hurting
done
for?
any already?
It's true.
I mean, I need 12 to make break even here. So
Yeah, you're actually hurting.
yeah. Yeah, sure, we can do it. I'll vote for a leg.
I'm okay with taking a leg too.
Yeah, leg is fine,
Well,
but I would do either.
All right.
Okay. Can I have somebody just go ahead and roll then?
I can do it. So 43.
Okay. So, again, like this street you're going down is like the most direct route, but it's pretty busted. And there's a particular section here that is been exposed to a lot of the weather. So it like part of the highway is fallen down onto it. Like there's like wreckage of cars and things like that. You're pretty sure that you know how like Seattle is built on the wreckage of old Seattle? Well, there's like holes in the street that lead down to that garbage. So you can take a long way around it, but you're all going to have to like spend more rations, or you can attempt to get through it. But like it's kind of a cluster jam. Like there could be all kinds of stuff in there.
I mean, I'm hurting for money, so I kind of want to try to get a chance to maybe scavenge a bit. Like, might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Into money. I
Not.
need to upgrade my
Take
leg.
a look down there to see how many casualties we'll have to worry with.
There's like you can kind of like spot like just like casualties just like in places. So you can see a couple of them, but you're not 100% sure how many are going to be down there until you actually get in there. So if you want to move through this, you're going to have to like be kind of stealthy, or you can do the loud approach and just attempt to sprint through everything. So stealth or athletics.
I have to.
Mutually-
I'm gonna have to athletics my way through.
Yeah, I will. Athletics.
I guess athletics for me because it's one better than stealth.
Exactly.
I've
So
actually
we have to
got
burn a
stealth
ration
higher than
to do it.
athletics.
You have to burn a ration to use athletics, and then you can burn more rations to give you additional bonuses to your athletics.
Okay.
I'll just roll straight athletics then if we're just running.
I'm burning an extra ration to give me a +3. Again, 11/4.
Okay.
10/8.
5/4.
8.
I'm gonna burn 2, so I get a +1.
Mm-hmm.
And red first. Oh, even with that, I fail.
Oof.
That's a rough one.
Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna do red number of casualties then. So you trip and you make a bunch of noise. And there's just two casualties like kind of like fold up out of underneath cars and stuff and like kind of like push out from under some wreckage. So you're like stuck like in melee essentially with these casualties, and your friends are like a little bit ahead of you. So they're about like 2 shambles away from you, but you're like in melee. So like you've got to do something like this turn.
I have 0 in melee.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of what I can do.
So let's everybody just go ahead and roll initiative real quick so we can kind of see how everybody's going to come down. Like in what order you all react.
Add speed, right?
Yep.
6.
Scribbly's at 6. Do you mean what do you at?
Okay, I would be at.
Can you critically fail on initiative?
So 4. I'm
Yeah,
at 4.
You can't critically fail an initiative.
All right, and it's plus speed.
Yes.
I'm at 10.
I'm at 10 as well.
Nice.
7.
If you clear some room, I could use my handgun, but until then, I'm pretty bad.
Ben, you said you're at 10?
Yes, that's right.
Daniel, what did you say you're?
Initiative's at 4, so they're going ahead of me.
All right, so yeah, so you all got to decide what you want to do. So the first two people who are going to be Ben and Lydia.
I can literally do nothing. I have no combat skills at all.
Real quick, because I didn't get to ask before rolls were being made.
Can
I wait for them to distract the zombies and sneak behind?
I mean, if you want to. I think we're probably just going to be into this now. I'm not going to worry about your roll to go through. You just need to deal with these 2 casualties.
Can I do something instead though?
Remember, there's such a thing as full offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
try
would
and
put
shoot
you puts you a lot. You wouldn't get your second attack until like afterwards.
Yeah.
Can
I'll try
I
and
roll?
shoot one of them.
There is one thing I do want to try to roll though, Bridget.
What's that?
Can I try to roll awareness to try to see if there's like something like a valuable, like an intact car radio that I can spend some time ripping out for money?
I'll let you do that after we deal with the zombies.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
So Lydia, you say you're going to shoot at these zombies?
That's a 11/9.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll work. So you put down one of the casualties. Brooke, what do you want to do?
I will take up sort of a defensive stance by Lydia, but I don't want to rush into melee yet because last time I did that, it didn't go very well for me. So
okay. Scribbly, what do you want to do to try and save your friend?
So one of the zombies was taken down. Casualties was taken down, right?
And that's to just put one between its eyes.
Yeah, Wally just drags out his knife from his sheath and goes for it.
Okay.
Weak
So
spot machismo.
You want to use the rush then?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll let you have a will.
All right. Thank you. I'll spend 2, 3 on rations for a +2.
Okay.
That's a +4 in total, and that's a 14 over 7.
Yeah. So you do like the Rambo hero thing where you just like vault the car and run at him. And yeah, it's one swift motion. Like you've been doing this, like 100 times. So I'll let 2 people roll scavenge. One person can scavenge the casualties, and the other person can just scavenge the wreckage you're in.
I have no scavenging, even though it'd be safe for me to do the zombies.
Can I roll criminality to try to break into a car and know the valuable parts of a car to like a car radio or something like that?
Sure.
Okay.
So far, I try to get a rat set on fire and got a
critical success. 10/10.
Oh boy.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll let you have 2 haul worth of trophies. You're not 100% sure how much it's going to be worth, but you're fairly certain it's valuable.
Okay, I can at least carry 1 haul. I'll then wave to everyone if the zombies are not taken care of yet. Hey, I found some loot. Oh, you guys are busy. I'll wait until you're done.
Okay, Wally will take the loot then.
All right.
But then he's full up because he's already carrying a huge LMG.
Okay. Did somebody decide to scavenge the casualties?
Not yet. Does anyone have scavenge?
I do not.
I do not.
Scavenging at 2.
What's your status for infection from late stuff?
Blatant.
Oh yeah,
Blatant.
good. Go ahead.
I'll do it then. Let's see. All right. So 11/2.
11/2, you said?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, 1 second. What was the natural black?
9.
All right, so you come away with yeah. So you can come away with 2 bounty.
Okay, cool.
Tight.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you've got 2 hull worth of gear. You're not sure like how much you're going to be able to sub for, but you're fairly certain it's valuable. And then you've already made 2 bounty. That's not exactly profit, but it's not exactly terrible.
High five, team.
So you said you had binoculars, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you get a look at the job site before you actually get down to it. So Felicity is already kind of like waiting for you, like at the site when you get there. She's been kind of just because she didn't want to roll up on the job site until she had her backup. So she kind of had just radioed into Tops to ask for literally the first available group to come help her out. So you're scoping it out. And it's kind of this like square, you know, like where a big intersection is, and you've got this like giant glass building. A lot of it has been like burned out, especially like the lower levels, and some of the upper levels, like windows are missing and things like that. You can tell that it used to be like cool, like it used to be this just like straight kind of like rhombus that goes all the way up, just like smooth wall of glass. And the idea here that Felicity is telling you is like she's going to scale the outside of it to get to the top because there's definitely going to be something worth a lot of bounty up there. That's cool and all, but like you kind of have to climb up the outside of a building. So you're looking at like the other like 3 like major sized buildings, like on the other side of this essential like square. And there could be any number of people just chilling in those buildings. So like stream snipers is probably pretty literal. Like you're not sure what the best tack would be, like if you want to follow her up or if you want to try and get one of these buildings to cover her. But the other problem is there's a ton of casualties just milling in the square itself. Like you're kind of on like a hill, like looking down one of the slope streets down into the square. And there's just swarms of them. There's like easily more than 30, and they're just kind of like just chilling. So she's probably gonna need some kind of help to get through that, because like if she gets pinned down by gunfire, like even when she's approaching the building, like that's gonna be bad. And then when she's actually trying to climb it, she's obviously like extremely defenseless. Can I have somebody make an awareness check? You can use the binoculars. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say +2 then.
That's a +2.
Crit success.
Oh,
Tight. So you can see that there's like this like window washing kind of like equipment that's actually close to ground floor. Like it's one of those things, you know, that you know, those like little platforms that like raise and lower. Like if you want to follow her up, you can totally use that. But looking from here, you can tell that it's probably kind of busted. Like it's probably not getting power. But you could get somebody to fix it if they could have, you know, like a little bit of time to just like look at it.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's the stakes here. You're pretty sure that there are probably people hiding in one of these buildings that is going to make your life difficult. There's that mob of casualties just chilling in the square that like Felicity is going to need to go through. But then if you want to send somebody to cover her, they can go down and get onto the window washing platform. But it's most likely broken. So you're either going to need to have somebody fix it, or you're going to need to like essentially operate it by hand, by which I mean like pulling the cables yourself.
I could potentially fix it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could try to fix it. If not, I think a couple of us are pretty strong. Could probably lift it.
Could I use foresight or criminality to figure out if I was, say, a stream sniper, where would I set up?
Sure.
Okay. Probably use my foresight because that's a higher skill. Red then black, and I'm not having good luck. You know what? Frick it. Will, flip that.
Okay. You're pretty sure that like the best place to actually like set up shop would be on the rooftop of any of the buildings. So like it doesn't matter which one of the three you pick if all you want to do is be able to provide cover, because either you'll pick the building that already has the stream snipers, but if you get unlucky, you'll be on a rooftop aiming at another rooftop. So if you want to get in a gun battle, like that'll work that way.
It's
I
not a
don't
huge
know that
problem.
you brought any long-range weapons.
I have a heavy
Mid-range.
Okay, so you'd probably want to go up the middle building. But yeah.
All right.
You're pretty sure that it'd be one of the side buildings, like the one that's not like directly across. You know, like if you're imagining a square, and the F5 is on one of the corners. One of the buildings immediately adjacent to it is probably where the snipers would set up.
Okay, I try to point that out to the others, so to basically be watching out for them.
Right. Volley volunteers to go to the middle building because that's where he can best set up his machine gun to cover both buildings. Or are they all the
Unless
nearby?
they're
Sounds
alone, or
good.
do we want to have a backup for you?
I will do the same with my heavy rifle.
All right, so two people are headed to the middle building. What does everybody else want to do?
I'm going to try to fix the window washing station.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the window washer station.
I'll probably stick with the other group because with the people on the window washer.
Okay, so
But
to
then-
get down.
Sorry, I was just asking you people, do we have anyone dealing with the horde then?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to go down to
Yeah.
the window washer, like there's that like huge horde down there.
Oh, I can't deal with that horde.
Well, if it's just standard casualties, it's easy to use our shoot skill to slightly thin it.
You could thin a path. You could attempt to just like rush through it, and then your other option, of course, is making any kind of like loud distraction to hopefully lure them all in one direction. But that will kind of give the game away to the stream snipers.
But yeah, one other thing we need to figure out is I don't actually have Ubix, so what's everybody's Ubix stack before we split up to make sure we can stay in contact?
I have a laptop.
Okay.
That's Moses Groups. Does anyone else have anything?
Nope.
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 Wow.
Fire your guns in the air. That'll help. I mean, it'll definitely tell us information.
So let's just have that. We've agreed on a meetup spot at least, so we have that much instead of going, okay, I wonder what we're doing later.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, like it's going to be fairly easily to follow Felicity's progress because she's just going to be climbing this building.
Yeah. I would also like to know, ask Bridget, like, can I roll foresight and looking at the window washer station? Like, how much cover would it provide if, like, someone were to shoot at it? Like, is there cover to duck from snipers on it, or like, are we basically
roll foresight.
open targets? That is a 7/2.
Yeah. So like it's actually like a pretty dense like actual like structure, and it's like hooked into these cables pretty well. So like you would actually have cover on it. It's just that if you went for cover and you're operating this thing by hand, you wouldn't be able to continue. Like you can either operate it to, like if you're doing it by hand, you can operate it to continue lifting yourself up, or you can duck for cover, but you can't do both.
I see. All right. That actually sounds like a great place to put me, at least. But yeah, yeah, I guess, so I think going for that seems like a solid plan. Who wants to help me go for it?
Does anyone on the washing equipment have long range or mid range guns?
I have a
Nope.
handgun, so that's short range. Sorry.
You're also the medic, too. Like, should probably be with the people who are going to be in combat most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, if you need me to be with the other group, then I'll head over.
I mean, I'm gonna need someone to help me clear out the casualties, or I might be able to try to do something. But I might be able to
Yeah,
do.
we don't want to leave you completely alone. So.
Yeah, I might be able to do a noisemaker, but that's kind of about it.
I mean, you won't be completely alone. I'll be there.
Okay, all right.
I think fixing the washing equipment is good either way, because if Felicity gets in trouble up there, she might need help. So having that available would be good.
And we can even have it conveniently just down for her, which means that totally no one helped her.
Yeah, also, like, if you follow her up to where she breaks into, like, that's more hands than just hers. So whatever this super lucrative thing she's going after, like, you can take a piece of it back with you.
That is true.
Okay, I mean, that sounds good. So now we just need to fend the horde of the casualties.
Well, does anyone want my Molotovs?
I mean, I do have athletics, so I can throw things. Just I don't know if I want to throw like light zombies on fire, though. That does not seem like a great idea.
Oh, they're attracted to light, actually, so they would literally want.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Attracted to light and heat.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Can I then? Could I then, if you hand me the Molotovs, could I use those as a distraction to clear a path?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Probably the best thing you would want to do, I imagine, is like throw it and then have Felicity like immediately go and do her thing.
Sure.
Because then it'll look like she threw it, so people will be watching her instead of like watching you run to this window washer.
That's good for you to do that, because you're the only one of us that can actually communicate with her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. So I roll. I'll spend a point of I'll spend a ration, and then I think I'm also probably going to spend an extra ration so I can get a +3. So.
Okay.
Meanwhile, me and Anessa, is it, are going to the rooftop of the middle house.
Right, 8/1 to throw that Molotov.
Okay, yeah. So the Molotov goes down just in this kind of area of zombies, and it just like sort of attracts all the casualties over in that area. And so like that is like the signal for go for Felicity. So like Felicity's kind of a badass. You have to imagine like like medium height woman sitting in like a bulletproof vest with like a metal plate over it. And the metal plate in orange has like her Twitch information like sprayed onto it, along with the number of successful jobs and her follower count and stuff. And she's got her own drone. Like you can see it now. You didn't notice it before because it's actually pretty stealthy. And it's like, sort of like follows her as like a hover cam. So like she just like sprints down into this like mob of casualties, and she's just like over it like faster than you can imagine. She's like over cars, she runs around some obstacles, like she like clotheslines a casualty that's in her way at one point to just get through it, and then she like slams against the glass and just immediately starts climbing. Like you had no idea that she actually had any kind of like equipment on her, but she's just like scaling this thing like this is like just something she was born to do. Like
she just straight up freehand climbing.
Yeah, it's terrifying. But yeah, so you have your way into this. So she's got sort of a lead on you because she's not bothering with this equipment. The upside is like once you actually start fixing this thing, like you're not going to be in any of the sight lines. So Volley and Anessa, like you've set up on the rooftop and you don't see anything yet, but you're pretty sure that like it's as soon as any sort of like bullets open, like you're going to be able to immediately know where they are and get into that. So the thing that I really need then is the check. You go ahead and try and put this window washing equipment back together.
Okay.
I think you said you had a toolkit?
I have an electronics kit.
All right, yeah, I'll let you do that to try and fix the motor.
So that'll give... What?
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, is there anything I can do to help? Is there like an assist type action? Because I don't have any tools or anything to contribute. But
if you had mechanics, you could help contribute.
I don't. All right. Sorry.
So I'll spend 1 point from the electronics kit to do it, and then spend an additional 2 to give me a +2. So I'm rolling with a +3.
Sure.
So, yeah, 12 over 1.
Oh yeah, easily. It was just a couple of like fried wires. Because it like most everything, it runs off of like solar power because it just has a panel to just like charge things. The battery was charged. It's just the current would fried. Yeah.
Yeah, the connectors were fried. All right.
So that's not even very difficult.
All right, just had to solder a bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, we're good. I make a thumbs up move from the Rex.
All right, so Rex, Moses,
Get
and
in.
Creepy, you're chilling in the window washer, and then Volley and Anessa are up on the middle building.
Yep. Real quick,
Yes.
is there anything on that roof I can use to barricade the door?
Oh yeah, it's not even a problem.
Okay. Because we both have loud weapons.
Yeah, you're gonna be like filling that building.
Am I the only one with silence?
casualties.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't silence a light machine gun or a heavy rifle.
Yeah, that's very true.
You're not gonna have like
a
if you
silenced handgun, but
The-
Hudson Reds are not afraid of going loud.
yeah, the casualties like that you're going to summon with your loud weapons like aren't going to be up on the rooftop with you, but they are going to be something you're going to have to think about on the way back down. Okay, so I need everybody to just go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Because that's going to be the easiest way to just decide how things get set here.
Okay, 9 plus 2, 11. Nice.
also 11.
I got
Volley is
13.
7.
6.
And your red dice to use are 6, 8, and 8. Oh no, sorry, 6, 3, and 5, because I do things backwards because I'm stupid.
Yeah, it looks like my red dice are
7.
7, 5, 6.
Yep.
3 and 5.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and just call your names because, like, I'm sorry, but I'm terrible with voices sometimes trying to identify you. So, Brick, what did you get?
6.
Ben, what did you get?
I got a 13.
13. Daniel, what'd you get?
11.
Scribbly
7.
and Lydia.
11.
11. All right, so it's gonna go Ben.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 11. I'm sorry, I discounted that.
Wait, you got 11, not 13?
Yeah, 11, not 13. Sorry.
All right, so it's gonna be Ben, Daniel, and Lydia. And then it's gonna be Scribbly and the 7. And then it's gonna be Burke and the 6. 2 5s, and then the 3. All right. Ben, Dan, Lydia, you can go ahead and roll awareness.
Okay.
I would if I had it. Can I roll foresight for something instead?
Critical failure.
No, just awareness.
You're having all the luck.
Ties go to the market.
Okay, so you fail, you say? You all
Yes.
failed terribly?
Well,
Yep.
I couldn't even attempt, so.
Okay.
You don't have awareness?
The pre-gen for McStuffins does not have awareness.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, Scribbly, I will let you roll awareness.
Right. That's a 9 over 7.
Okay, so it's the building to your right. You can see there's just like a group of people in there, and they're all armed with long arms, and they've got them trained onto Felicity. So one of them is already in like the midst of firing, like the flash of their scope is like how you kind of pinpointed them. So you can like do whatever your normal combat actions are.
Do I have the light machine gun out and ready?
Yeah, because I assume that you just set up and we're waiting.
Yep. So I will. Well, I see them. I start firing.
Okay.
So let's see. This is an automatic weapon and it's a charged weapon. So I will add 2.
Okay. Did you see
so
you had
3
spray on it as well?
Yep. So 1 to buy a roll and 2 more for another +2. And that's way more than I needed. Way more than I needed. 14 over 2.
Okay. Do you have any modifiers to damage?
No, but I do have armor piercing. So damage can bypass cover and armor.
Okay. Yeah, so you just open up on one of these dudes and
It's very loud.
yeah, 2 I believe is the leg.
Yes.
Yeah, so it just like shreds like the leg that's like out of cover and he just like kind of goes down screaming. I believe spray is you can burn 3 charges to make another attack.
Yes, I will, and I can also do automatic, which means I can spend charges for additional damage.
Okay. Do you want to
Jesus.
spend a charge to turn that 9 into a 10?
The 9 would be yes. I'll spend 1 charge to turn that 9 into a 10.
Okay. So you're gonna put down one of these dudes.
2.
He's just bleeding.
I did spend 3 to damage 1 adjacent target.
Okay. Does it spread the damage or do you make another attack roll?
Spend 3 charges to damage 1 adjacent target. I don't know if I need to re-roll the damage.
But yeah, let's have you re-roll the. Yeah, let's just have you make a second attack.
At 1d10 then.
Yeah.
And that's a 2, and I'll spend 3 more to make that 5.
God.
How many
Okay,
charges
yeah.
do you have?
This is, by the way, this is kill and stun.
Yeah. So. Yeah, like 2 dudes just like fall over, and one of them is like bleeding out. Like he needs critical medical attention.
And I need will and have Hippocratic oath.
Is there anything left of them? Like,
The second guy is on 5 stun for his leg.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, should I roll location? Should I roll location on that second one?
No, we'll just do the same location.
All right.
So they both took that to 2. So Burke, so you're like riding in the thing, and you can see that like helpfully lit up by all of the gunfire is the group of string snipers. But you also above you like glass, like little bits of glass is falling because they've started shooting at the windows like around Felicity, like to attempt to sort of like shatter the pane that she's on to like send her plummeting. So what are you doing? Like, what's your goal here?
So are we right under her, or can we maneuver the window washing device in any way to be under her so if she does fall, we can catch her, or is she too far away?
Yeah, I'll let you spend your tactic to sort of like shift the window washing equipment.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much leeway you had in terms of repositioning it.
Okay.
So I'd like to do that.
All right. So the people with guns, one of them still continues to like fire at Felicity, but the other 2 aim their long rifles up at the rooftop because there was literally just a minigun raining down on them. One of them dives into cover, but the other one shoots at you, Scribbly.
That's the right move to away, by the way. Cover isn't going to do shit.
So can I have you? Do you have dodge at all?
Oh yeah, I have athletics. So
all right. So let's roll that to not take damage.
Just 1, and that's a success with 11 over 6.
Okay, so yeah, so you open up and you put your head down, and they're just kind of like, just a couple of bullets, just kind of like plink in the concrete where you're up at, but you currently have the upper hand. So it wraps back around to Ben, Dan, and Lydia. You all get to move at the same time. What do you want to do here?
So can I pop up my laptop? Can I see if there's any nearby Wi-Fi signals that might, like, if they have some kind of network access or network support? Can I try to like locate where they are for the sniper teams?
Oh well, you know where they are. I mean, like it's pretty
Okay.
obvious. Like they're using loud weaponry.
Okay. So the sniper teams have already revealed themselves, or are some of them still like hidden?
As far as you know, they're all still in that other building over there. Like they all just kind of like
Okay.
keyed up as a group.
Okay, I see. Can I use, so if I have network access and I can see that they have like there are Wi-Fi signals coming from that group, can I roll profession hacker to essentially like sabotage their UBIC specs and like turn them off and
Screw up their
make
aim
them,
and stuff.
yeah,
You could also
ruin
make it
their.
so you can spy on them.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, I think I'll roll profession hacker, but I'll do it just so I can like, see what they're actually doing, like what the communications between them are.
Okay.
So I roll.
Unfortunately, in a sniper battle, I can't really do anything until someone actually gets shot on our side. So I'm just kind of
Spin
here.
the charge of my laptop and. Oh, critical success, 8/8.
Yeah. So I guess they weren't like really expecting Felicity to be accompanied. So like they were kind of lazy about securing their network. So yeah, so you're in. So you'd definitely be able to spy on them as you kind of like screw with their aiming apps. And two of them are just screaming. One of them's not so much screaming as he is just kind of like murmuring things. And the other three are like shouting orders to each other.
Is that self-control?
Mm-hmm.
Aww. Damn
Hey,
it.
I have 2 in it, so I might as well get to roll something here.
Okay, I'll roll self-control as I can see the chaos that we have caused.
And I succeed. 5 over 2.
Ties go to the market, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead and take 2 stress because you get to watch a dude bleed out in real time.
Oh, well. That's not pretty.
I'm being shot at.
It's
so I'm
pretty
gonna give
graphic
it
because
to
it keeps looking down at where his leg used to be.
Probably because he has U specs on it. He keeps looking at his leg.
Yep.
Oh,
Shit.
That's a fun feed to watch.
Ugh.
So is there any for failure, or is it just, I mean, any for success? Do we take any stress anyways?
No, you don't take any if you succeeded.
Oh, dear.
You just kind of like avoid looking at the laptop. It's a lot easier to shoot at people when they're just dots far away shooting back at you. All right,
It
so
really
Lydia, what did you want to do?
so you said one of them took cover.
Yeah, one of them took cover.
I'm gonna put a heavy rifle around square through that cover.
Okay.
I'm spending 2 over since heavy rifles are charged.
Okay.
So we have team soft skill and team murder.
Holy.
So that's 9 killing and stun to the head.
Jesus.
No, he's gone.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's no head left.
Yeah.
just-
So yeah.
So one of the feeds just goes blank on his laptop.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. God, no.
I hope you have a
put it
complication.
through- God
Jesus.
damn. Wow.
Murder, kill team.
Okay.
It's
So-
the
Oh,
Hudson
he's got
Reds
weird stuff
because
happens
we
throughout the arc, so we
painted
probably
the
have it
Hudson
happen.
red.
God damn. Yeah. So Scribbly, it's gonna be your turn. So what do you? The one that was in cover is just like the feed just blips out on whoever was hacking it. Like they're not sure what happened. You just heard a very loud noise from the rooftop where you know where Anessa was, and one of the feeds just turns off.
Oh,
Ooh.
fuck.
It's just static.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
See, this is why we pay them.
I think we're winning.
All right, I'll stand up with the LMG, just heft it in my hands, lift one hand, look towards the guys on the rooftop, and take that hand and just slice the throat, and then point the gun at them again and try and intimidate.
Okay.
Just visually across the. And that's I'll spend a will to flip that. So that's 5 over 3.
Okay.
Actually, 6 over 3.
So so one dude just drops his gun and makes a hands up gesture and then runs over to the dude that's bleeding out. But one of them is still convinced. So Burke, you kind of hear the glass shatter above you, you know, and there's plate stuff raining down on where you were, because one of them is still committed to getting this job. It's if we're gonna get him out here, we may as well take somebody with us. And so he puts enough rounds through the glass that Felicity was on that she just has nothing to hold on to anymore, and she just starts falling.
Get under her! Get under her! Get under her!
Yeah, exactly.
So
wait,
do you have
a drone so that she doesn't get caught getting help?
Yeah, you said you have resistance.
I have
I do.
resistance 1. Yeah.
I have resistance 1 as well.
Yeah, so I will let you. Yeah, so roll resistance to try and catch her and hang on to her.
8, 6. So that's a success.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of lean over the thing and grab her as she's coming down, and you try and bring her in, but it starts making the thing that you're on shake really wildly, and it starts smashing up against the glass because it's kind of you know, it's kind of on cables, you know, so you're in a bit of a bad spot.
Disable feed. Disable your feed.
Yeah.
So you're just yelling at her turn it off as you pull her into the thing.
Yeah.
Have the drone take some footage of the firefight and look away from us.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, so the drone's kind of pointed away, because it was still pointed at where she fell. So it's sort of panning down. But it hasn't actually got to you yet. So you're gonna need to start getting her back up on her feet and going again. So you've got one active shooter still, and it's flipped back down to Ben, Dan, Lydia. It's up at your turn again.
Okay, I would so my weak spot is can't resist an easy con. Can I start identity thief, stealing some identities off of the accounts I've hacked?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, can I get a roll?
Do you want to blackmail them, or you just want to start trying to drain their accounts?
I'll just drain their accounts.
Okay.
Is that a roll?
Yeah. Use that same hacking profession.
All right. Yeah, 12 over 3.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So you can have natural black in bounty. As you just linking it from them.
I leave. What was it? Ed's smiley faces on their accounts whenever they'll check their account.
What condition does she look like she's in?
She's scuffed up a little bit because the glass has cut her, and it was kind of a bit of a fall. So if you want to do a first aid, you can take a look at her.
Oh, Bridget, can I also get a will for that?
I have profession
Yes,
doctor.
you do get a
so
will
that
for that.
will...
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to roll profession doctor.
And crap, since I used red first, that's really bad for me. And I spent my will, so.
Okay. So in the fall, she actually took a lot of she landed weird when Rex caught her, and so her leg looks pretty messed up. Really messed up. You might need to do something about that.
Is that with my failed roll?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess roll again though with my med kit to treat her.
Sure.
Let's see. I'll spend 3 charges ahead of time here because she's our payday.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 plus 3. That just barely made it. Holy shit.
You beat it by 1. I'm so proud of you.
And you heal her for 1 black.
Yes.
Nice.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Let's
Quality
put a
care.
Band-Aid on that, champ. All right, tight. Lydia, what do you want to do?
You said there's one guy still shooting?
My
Mhm.
dice hate me.
I'll overspend by 2. That's gonna be 3 killing and 3 stun to his leg.
Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna feel that one. So you get pinged right on your laptop by the shooters as they've just like kind of like thrown down their guns and they're like, Jesus, just let us leave.
Unfortunately, they don't have
Yeah, I
the
can't
laptop.
talk to them.
Maybe I could just like do like motion, no, stop.
You like waving at your friends up on the roof.
Yeah.
All right, so, Scribbly. So you see your friends, and they're just kind of like waving at you in like a cut-off motion.
I'll exaggerately nod and then keep the gun trained at the other guys on the rooftop.
Okay, so mostly they've gone into like kind of recovery mode. Like, you can see on the feeds that there's like a lot of like just like shouting and a lot of chaos, and they're like trying to get bandages onto where limbs used to be, and it's ugly over there.
My soft spot.
They also now
making me
suddenly
want to
have
head
no
over there, but I'm
money.
not sure of a good way of doing that.
You would need to get through a mess of casualties if you wanted to get over there.
Could I at least talk, like be a free reference?
Oh, you wanna like provide like over the phone?
Yeah, no
medical care?
cost. This is purely me doing my weak spot, my soft spot here.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you do that. So you're just kind of like trying to talking them through like trauma care, like
Yeah.
that you
Okay,
caused.
what do you have in your damn bag?
Just like telling them like how to apply like the sucking wound bandages and things like that. Yeah. So it's kind of tough, but you managed to get Felicity back on her feet, and it's very obvious that she's like favoring the one leg. So you like sort of stage the camera to make it look like she fell and then caught herself, but like it's much more slow going. But eventually she gets up to like the kind of like top floor of this building complex. And then you just come up in after her, after she's already gotten the drone and she's gotten her own Ubix Specs cameras set up. So she switched to her personal view. So she's like very deliberately like not looking at you or talking to you as she's going around. And you can hear her like communicating with like her followers and stuff like that. Like she's like responding to chat and like just like talking to people and things like that.
Thanks for the sub.
Yeah, as you follow her around through this thing. And then you kind of see like what the advantage is here is that this used to be a law firm. So there's a ton of account documents in here.
Oh,
like
Yeah, nice.
there is all kinds of paper trails for everything. So this is extremely lucrative because like the major import of Pacifica is that like they're trying to just collect like bounty, like not like like the driver's license kind of things, but just like anything that relates to any kind of paperwork, case file, deed, ownership rights, property documents, like any of that stuff. And this place is filled with it. So the three of you that are up here, you can just take your haul in these kind of documents, assuming you're not already carrying haul. And that's definitely going to be worth something to you.
Yep, I can fill up on that.
yeah.
I'm going to set the haul that I stole from the cars down, and then I'll try to grab a haul from documents.
I'm just going to leave it on the
Yeah, I'll just leave it on the window washer platform.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fill my backpack full of whatever I can find.
Can I also try to start copying hard drives too? Like computer hard drives?
There's not
There's not enough time
the
to really
stuff that's
copy
up,
that.
yeah, the
You
stuff that's
have
up
an
here
easier
is not
time just ripping them
electronics.
out.
Yeah.
I'll
Are
just-
there?
yeah.
Like that's the
what I'm
stuff
doing.
like that you pull. It's like hard drives, physical documents, copies of things and stuff. So you're basically just filling boxes full of just crap you can grab.
Nice. Okay, yeah, sounds good.
So what's the haul of the three people up there, Burke, Ben, and Daniel?
I have
Three.
only one haul.
One haul.
I've been told.
All right,
Right, three.
So you come away with 5 haul worth of documents.
All right.
And then you have the 2 haul of electronics from the cars earlier.
A 1.
Okay. I'm not gonna like obviously like the gunfire and stuff like it has like caused a lot of casualties to show up, but I don't want to simulate like having to shoot a bunch of zombies. So can I have somebody just roll 2d10 3 times?
I can do it. Well, the Doom one is on it.
All right, so 36. All right, so between you all, I need you to spend 36 rations. And it's just you can take them. You can take them off of charges of your guns as you want, or just take it off of rations. I don't care how you spread it around. If you need to do a refresh in the middle of that, that's fine. So just spread those charges across your weapons and your rations.
So I spent 2 rations and had to refresh.
Okay.
So that's like 5 each, and one person spends 1 more.
I can do 1 more and then refresh.
Yep.
I can do 5.
How many are we missing now?
I've got 2 rations left after spending 5. I can technically spend 1 more if you want to do that. If you want me to.
How many do we need to get back?
What are we at?
I also have refresh, so technically I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I believe you said everybody takes 5. Everybody takes 6, and one person has to take 7. Is that what you said?
No, 5 and 1 6, because there's 5
Okay.
of them. Oh wait, no, I did it wrong. What? It is 6 and 1 with.
Yeah. Everybody needs to take So everybody needs to take 6, either on rations or on your guns, and then somebody needs to take 1 extra one.
Oh, I'll
Right.
do the 1 extra. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I messed up the math earlier in my head.
Right, I'm refreshing the light machine gun and then spending 6.
Okay.
Spread it a bit between my rations and my gun.
Okay. And there is 1 more leg, so you are going to have to spend at least 1 more ration in the future to go home.
Oh no.
I was wondering about that.
No.
So are we escorting Lydia Felicity back?
Yeah, you're gonna end up escorting her back because she like messed her leg up a little bit, but like that's not. You don't need to worry about the cameras at this point because like the score was just getting up here and looting this place.
Yeah. Are we going to bother with the stream stoppers, or do we think they've learned their lesson?
Delete any footage they have first, little hacker.
Yeah,
Just so that they can't
I'll do
prove
that.
we were there.
Yeah.
So it's just he said, she said.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you just like
I'll also try to like create like fake accounts that are saying like, "Hey, we were going to try to kill Felicity, but then we got into a firefight with these other guys who wanted to claim the kill," and basically essentially start up a little troll farm, more or less, on the laptop.
Sure.
So that is 12/7.
Yeah, that's no problem. So you don't have to worry about your whole involvement in this. Like the job is going to go off without a hitch. All right. So has everybody spent all of their things and stuff?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's spend 1 more.
Also, sorry, I was speaking while muted. I have a lot of extra rations. If spending 6 was too expensive for some, I can take on extra if people need some. But I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can also just use
I
my
don't know. Do you
refresh.
want to have more shots in the light machine gun?
Yeah, I would kind of rather have more bullets.
Okay,
I
that's-
made my last ration, then I reset it back to full with my refresh.
Okay.
Then I'll untap the light machine gun. So essentially, Wally was threatening those guys with an empty machine gun until he managed to reload.
Okay.
I took the weak spot vengeful, and I was very tempted to just keep shooting, but I didn't.
You could have.
No, that allowed me to get my will instead, though.
Well, you probably would have had to make a self-control check. But
Yeah, so So how did that go? There was one person who didn't get wounded, and that was because he surrendered immediately.
Everybody else took bullets, and
To the leg.
one of
and
them,
one to the head.
one of them needed like immediate trauma care, so like they may be able to take him out of there. But one of them is just gone.
I also imagine their funds are now looking pretty spare too. Like,
Well, they got one less share.
yeah.
Okay. So so you're on the way back. And I kind of want to know, like, what is your like? I guess I want to know what your marching order is. Like, how are you all kind of like spread out, or like?
Felicity probably towards the middle because meal ticket.
Volley is right behind the scout, whoever that is.
I'll also be where Felicity is because I have no combat skills at all.
Okay.
I technically have a handgun, so I can take one of the combat positions.
The back.
So yeah. So I guess
sure.
who's the okay? So who's the scout? Do you just want?
I guess that leaves me as the front.
Okay.
Oh, Sarah can be up front because I have binoculars. All right.
Name of character at front.
All right. So you want Rex to be up front?
Sure. Fine.
I'll be in the middle somewhere.
All right, Rex. Roll awareness.
Yep.
You made it?
It's like 12 over 3. Yeah.
All right. So you're not going to be surprised by this, but you're all screwed. So remember how I said that you have to go by the arc? The way that it kept employees in and quote unquote safe is it had a proprietary set of essentially like murder bots. They're what they refer to them as biometrics enforcers, but like people just started calling them based off of what the operating system was like, the proprietary operating system used to make these bots. So people just call them the BezOS. Imagine
Beautiful.
Imagine like an 8-foot tall armored bipedal death bot with 4 arms. And these suckers are
walking
fast.
punch bot.
Yeah, so they've got arms like punch bots, right? Like they have they're essentially like pneumatic things like that, but they also have another 2 sets of arms they have another set of arms rather, so another 2 arms that like inside them are quote unquote riot suppression gear, which is basically automatic machine guns. And you remember that this is like state-of-the-art murder bot. So it's capable of targeting and operating everything independently. So it can use both of its guns on 2 different targets while its body chases down and pummels to death a 3rd target. So the Ark was very well defended back in the day.
Yeah, holy fuck.
So I'm going to need you all to roll initiative as this thing just comes barreling down on you. So I'm going to have you do your rolls, and then I'm just going to ask you things here. So let's start with Burke. What did you get for your initiative?
8.
And what did you get for your red die?
10.
Ben, what did you get for your initiative?
11.
And what did you get for your red die?
1.
Daniel, what did you get for your initiative?
12.
And what did you get for your red die?
9.
Scribbly, what did you get for your initiative?
8.
What did you get for your red die?
1.
And Lydia, what did you get for your initiative?
5.
And what did you get for your red die?
3.
3. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be Daniel. And then it's going to be Ben. And then it's going to be Murderbot. And Murderbot. Then Brooke and Scribbly. And Scribbly. And then it's going to be Murderbot's guns. They're going to go last.
Oh, God.
And again, it has 2 of them, and they operate independently of itself because it's basically just a mobile weapons platform. Yeah, so this thing is extremely heavily armored, and they're like souped up. Like, so
But it had no maintenance.
Any kind of like rolls that you make against it, attack rolls, rolls to like jump on the back of it and try and hack it.
Oh,
Like-
so it doesn't have a Wi-Fi signal coming off of it?
No, like you need to like physically run up and
Oh,
interface
God.
with it. These are all precision checks, so like you can't overspend to hit it. Like this thing is just terrifying. But you do outnumber it. So like any kind of combat techniques that you have to distract it, use armor piercing rounds, calling shots to specific locations are going to be the way that you survive this. Because the longer you fight this thing, the more chance it has to just completely kill all of you.
Or we could run away.
You could also run away.
Bravely run away.
But it will chase you.
Can Felicity run away on her wounded leg?
Okay, but
not
think
very
about all
fast.
that salvage.
Yeah,
This is not an easy con, though. It is, yeah, I imagine, but like, it's not easy. You know, risk reward, man. Like,
Well, no matter what, you're gonna have to flee from this thing, and you do have
Yeah.
Felicity with you. If you want to abandon Felicity,
ooh.
We spent so much money
if
already.
you want to
though.
abandon a celebrity, again with her
Oh,
own
man.
server and Ubik livestream, who will like be able to show you running away from her.
Okay, can two of us speed carry her? You know,
I can.
on
I
her
mean,
shoulder.
I have athletics +2, so
I mean, I have strength 3 and
We got
athletics.
advance warning. What's happening right now in character?
Yeah, so basically like your scout was like, oh shit, and like points down range, and so you're kind of sitting in the middle
Is it
of
already trained on us?
what?
Is it already trained on us?
Yes, it's like barreling out of from where it was, and it's like running down on you. So it's going to close in on you pretty fast. You basically have like one turn where you can shoot at it, and it will also shoot at you again because it has guns, and then it's just going to be up in your shit. Remember that called shot is an option that you can do, which will let
And it
you
gets armor
specify
piercing.
places. And some of you have armor piercing weapons, which will make that much simpler.
Volley looks at the tech head, which I think is Moses, and goes, "Where do I shoot?"
can I try to do foresight?
Yeah.
Roll to try to give him a bonus.
Mhm.
All right.
I could also use his laptop and research it.
I'm going to spend a will to invert that, so that's a 7/1.
Okay. Yeah, so there's two good places to shoot it. If you get it in the head, it'll like destroy its like all its kind of targeting mechanisms, and then it'll be sort of like a blind punch bot. Like if you can take out the head, you'll be able to just move past it. Just don't get too close of it, or it will like grab you and start pummeling. But it also gets kind of unpredictable if you go for the head. If you go for the components in the body, if you can inflict enough damage to the body and the stuff inside of it with your armor piercing weapons, it'll just shut down. The head is like has less like hitboxes essentially, like it's going to take less damage to take off the head, but you won't bring it down. Or you can take out the body. Obviously, if you blow off arms and stuff, like it will make it less mobile or less like able to kill you. So if you just want to like shear it down piece by piece, that's also an option.
Yeah, I transfer that information over to Screwagents. Like,
You can also transfer your preference, since that's what he asked.
yes, yeah, yeah. So I'll do that. I mean, I think the first thing I'm going to do certainly is try to run to cover something because I myself can't really do anything.
So the first one acting is Daniel. And Daniel, what did you say you wanted to do?
Let's try to think here. Because while I technically can do combat, I'm not sure my handgun's going to do much.
Would you like a suggestion?
Yes.
So the way called shots work, right, is you on your tactic say, I'm going to make a called shot. And then you need to have your Twitch available like at the end of the round to actually do the called shot. So if you want to set up your people with actual guns to like do that, like you need to get Murderbot's attention. Because if it's shooting at the people trying to take it down, like you're not going to be able to use called shots. And attempting to like wildfire this thing is almost a guaranteed way to end up dead.
Okay, this is stupid, especially because I'm the medic and you guys need me. But I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna dash to, like, say, the left, and then take a shot from a bit of a distance from them.
Okay. Sure. So we're just gonna have you dash off to the side then, and then you're just gonna like fire at it. You can't really actually like take a shot at it in order to deal damage. You're just kind of like making noise.
Yeah, and then I'm probably next turn stealthing it as it's gonna hunt for me.
Okay. And then Ben, what did you want to do?
Can I? So I want to run to cover and try to get behind like a sturdy thing of cover, like a building, or maybe like behind a car engine block or something. Can I? Is that just a roll by itself to do that?
I believe you just roll athletics to get into cover.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
No, you just spend your tactic and you go to cover.
Okay. And is that my turn, or do I still have another action?
That's your tactic.
Okay. All right.
So you have a twitch if you get shot at, or
Okay.
like, yeah. So that means it's Murderbot's turn, and Murderbot is just flying down the street at your group. Which means that Burke and Scribbly, it's now your turns.
Okay, I wanted to try to, if we're dashing off, then I wanted to try to help Felicity to help her get out of here too. So,
are you trying to leave or are you trying to kill it?
Well, I don't know. Some people left and some people are trying to kill it. So I figured we'd at least get her to cover.
Distraction for the gun people.
All right, so you want to pull Felicity into cover.
At least get her to cover. Yeah.
Okay. Scribbly, what do you want to do on your turn?
Shoot. Did Moses have a preference for head or body?
I mean, I would say if we shoot it, it's going to make it. It's not going to be able to precisely hit, but it's still going to be a crazy force of nature in the area. So I think probably body is probably a better way to go.
All right.
Do you want to call shot the body, or do you just want to shoot at it?
Cold shot the body.
Okay.
Volley just swallows set, and actually, I don't have my light machine gun out, so that's a tactic to get it out.
Okay.
So unless no, I wouldn't have walked around unless we got time to prepare. So that's what Volley's doing, is getting the light machine gun out.
All right. Lydia, it's Anessa's turn. What do you want to do?
I will make the argument that I would have my heavy rifle out because the scope doubles as binoculars.
Okay. I'll let you do that.
And I am going to make a called shot to the head.
To the head?
Yep.
Not the body?
Yep.
Okay. So Murderbot's guns come online. So Daniel, can I have you go ahead and roll your athletics?
All right. Let's see. I refreshed my ration, so I'm going to spend 2, so I get a +1. Why do I keep rolling 10s for red?
You should have followed, the other rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I have my weight. I got a wheel back for the Hippocratic thing, right? Or
Yeah,
not?
you do.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm flipping that because I don't really want to get shot for some reason.
Well, it would only be 1 damage to the head.
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's keep my will then.
Okay. Yeah, so you take 1 kill, 1 stun to the head, because it has extremely deadly machine guns.
So
Ben,
how does
you
it
said
feel
you-
Made me
getting
swear. Sorry?
Sorry, what?
Blow off your ear.
Ben, you said you dove for cover?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the other gun is trained on you now, and it's pinning you. So if you want to leave cover to do anything, you need to both make a self-control check and then also use your twitch to dodge the gunfire.
Sure. At this moment, I kind of what I would like to do is I'm going to try to open up my laptop, and I want to try to roll profession hacker. If there are like stoplights or like music systems that are still operating and still connected to the internet, try to essentially set off noisemakers and stuff like down the street, or
To like
like
confuse it.
Yeah, to try to confuse it.
All right. So first, I'm going to wrap back around to Daniel because we're back on the turn order again. What do you want to do where you're at right now?
Probably try to get to cover now that I have its attention.
What
Okay.
about my called shot?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you actually do get to make your cold shot. You were just at
Since I
the
can only
end
spend one.
of the order already, so I was.
That's 9 killing and stunned to the head.
Okay, yeah. So you throw off its targeting like instantly, like it's because you said you have armor piercing.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. So it has trouble doing more than one thing at a time. Because like the head still is attached, but you like smashed through a bunch of the gear with one of your bullets. So it can use its guns or melee, but it can't do what it was doing earlier, where it just like trained everything on you constantly. So
Okay, well, that's
Daniel, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I am probably ducking to cover with athletics.
Yep. Oh yeah. Sorry, that's what that's what you said you were doing. And then Ben, what do you want to do?
I'm still gonna try to do the noisemaker
Okay.
option because I feel
Yeah.
like that's not a bad move.
You said you wanted to do profession hacker for that.
Yes.
Tight.
So 8 over 1.
Yeah. So yeah.
I
So
think
it's
my athletics too.
Huh? Yeah. So it's like confused a little bit because like it just like took a hit and then like there's all this stuff like pinging off all of its sensors and stuff. So it's like kind of lost track of what it was supposed to be doing. So it's gonna spend its turn here just kind of like recovering, like reassessing where all of the threats are. So it just kind of it slows down its charge a little bit, so it still moves like 1 unit towards the group. But like it doesn't take any attack actions.
well,
like
that's-
it's kind of
that's good.
confused about what's going on.
We just ate up its turn.
So Burke and Scribbly, it's your turn.
All right. Now, cold shot to the body.
Okay, so you set up your called shot.
And
Burke, what do you want to be doing? You don't do the called shot until the end of the turn.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
but
you're
I have
fine.
rolled.
Okay, so once I get to cover, I don't have a lot of options to fight a murder bot because I basically just have a machete.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm gonna run up and try to hit it yet, but is it totally blinded yet? Did Lydia do enough damage to destroy the head?
Lydia did
or-
not totally blind it. It's just having trouble like targeting things. When you do
Mhm.
totally blind it, it's just gonna like start shooting everywhere at random.
Oh, okay. I kind of want to just hang out here and cover until maybe we get an opportunity to flank it or something.
Okay,
but
so you're just chilling with Felicity then.
for now,
You might want to keep
But-
out for the inevitable zombies.
Oh yeah, that is
yeah,
true.
that's true too. I can also keep a watch for.
There are like
Or-
four loud weapons going off and some
Mhm.
blaring
Oh,
sirens.
Oh god.
Crap. You know what? That could be for our advantage in a weird way. Can
It
it tell
could.
the difference? Will it just to fight casualties?
Yeah, it fights everything.
Okay,
Sorry.
then I guess I'll just keep a watch out for other.
Okay, Lydia, what do you want to do?
I will set up a called shot for the chest.
Okay, so let's have Scribbly. You can just go ahead and roll a new one. Roll your called shot.
All right.
The exact same thing.
I'll spend a will to flip it.
Okay.
And,
So you do. So you were hitting the body. You said.
Yes. And can I spend extra damage when I'm doing cold shots?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll spend 3. I can just keep going, can't I? I'll spend 8 more for 15. Emptying the LMG, just like. "Ah!"
Okay. So so you did black 4 plus you're spending 8 more charges.
Except I flipped it, so it's black 7.
Okay.
So
All right, and
15
then
total.
Lydia,
15
you
kill
can
and
go
stun
ahead.
AP.
Lydia, you can go ahead and roll your charge shot. Called shot. Where were you calling?
The chest.
Okay.
So that's another 4 killing and stun to the chest.
Do you have okay. Yeah, so the machine gun fire and the armor piercing rifle just go through the circuitry in the middle of it, and like that brief moment there where it was like stunned from the first rifle shot, it just like goes down. So I guess that was the advantage of bringing a bunch of do you have a problem though?
Yes, we do.
So you have 16 casualties. They're kind of like rolling in from either end of the group here. So there's like 10 in front of you the way you're planning on going, and then there's a mob of 6 coming up behind you because they were just attracted by all the flashing sounds and gunfire and stuff. So like you do have this super expensive murder bot here that you could loot, but you would need to do something about the casualties before you do. And you have spent a lot of bullets.
I don't really have enough ammo to handle this many casualties.
We could try to take it as like a time action, so we could just try to take time mowing each one down, I guess.
Yeah, but
I guess we're also
bullets.
Yeah, I guess we're also not in an area that's like secure enough from the casualties either. So we try to, I don't know, maybe run to some kind of better cover and then take our time with it.
Technically, we can just leave right now.
Yeah, or we could do that.
Yeah, you can just leave right now. You just won't be able to loot this bot you put down.
And no one else will for a while.
Yeah, but you do know where it fell, so you could come back for it later.
Yeah.
Or we could just sell the info.
That's true. You can sell. Yes. Hey, there's a Bezos down in the. Yep.
Do we still have Molotovs, or did we use them all?
I actually do still have them.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, so I could do combat actions, I guess.
We could do a couple of rounds, and then if it's not going good, leave. How far away are they?
They're 3 shambles in either direction.
That's a little close.
We should just leave.
Yeah.
Polly says as he shoulders the light machine gun and draws his knife.
I'm holding my bleeding head and like, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
So, the total, like
when we're out of bullets, the fun stops.
So you got 62 bounty for the job. You pulled a little bit of bounty off of, I believe you got 10 from the accounts. You got 2 from just pulling bounty off of casualties. And then you have 5 boxes of documents and 2 things of electronics.
One, because one of the electronics dropped.
I left it on the
You left
thing.
it? Okay. So
yeah, can I also sell that information, though? That stuff is there on a watching platform.
Yeah, so you got 2 pieces of information you can ultimately sell.
Okay.
Where the location of the murder bot is, and then also the documents sitting on the thing that the washer that you fixed that will go back up to that place in case somebody wants to try and loot that in the future.
Yep, we just created a score for someone else.
Yeah, so you created a score that has a payday along the way if people want.
Nice.
So congratulations, everybody! You did not die.
Yay!
And how?
Great job.
You got paid for it.
Nice.
So do you want to do the speculative on how much the things you brought back might be worth?
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so roll networking on the documents.
I do not have networking.
Neither do I.
At 1.
All right, roll networking on the documents.
Okay.
Do you have will?
Yes, I still do. So let me take that bolt in the head.
Yes.
So, hey, I made it 7, or rather plus. So 8 over 2.
Okay, so the documents you brought back are worth 8 bounty apiece.
Ooh, nice.
So that's another like 40 bounty just from all that stuff, and then roll networking for the like the electronics parts you brought back.
That's just one, so
Yeah.
don't spend will.
Oh, do I need to roll another one? Sorry.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm ADHD. It's a thing.
Nice.
Holy
Shit.
12
so-
over 3.
Yeah, so that was
Do you-
worth 12 bounty to about
Yeah, we made out
$2.
like Jesus. We made out like
Spend your
bandits.
will on a crit.
Yes.
Oh man.
Let's crit that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is worth 30 bounty.
So we're just awash in
See?
money.
So me being a failure throughout the mission is okay because of this.
And then
Oh, fuck
go
yeah.
ahead and roll
Totally
it.
redeemed yourself.
Roll it one more time for what you can sell the information of the murder bot and the possible score for.
A failure.
Oof.
No one's willing to risk it.
Yeah, they heard about the murder bot and they're like, no, we're good, thanks.
Still, that's
Well, I'm just
It's not.
Eight.
It's a function.
82 bounty on top of the job.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, so you've got 74 just like bounty like in like liquid cash, and then you have 70 more bounty that you will be able to offload over the next little bit.
See, Twitch is lucrative if you get into it.
Yeah, so your group
yeah,
is,
holy shit.
yeah, so your group is not gonna starve. So again, thanks everybody for coming out and playing Shake My Head Sniped again, FiFiSalt. I hope you all had an excellent time.
Thanks for running it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Once
This is
again,
fun.
Pacifica is a supplement I'll be working on. So all these locations, characters, and things like that, and in addition to all of the cool aberrants and murder bots and things like that are going to be in the supplement. So get excited for that.
And remember to bring grants.
I am Bridget, most innovative GM of RPPR. You can check me out on patreon.com/BridgetFan. Again, Bridget Fan, like you're a fan of Bridget, all one word. And we will hang out with you all next time.